Taika Waititi. New Zealand filmmaker and actor. Taika David Cohen ONZM, known professionally as Taika Waititi, is a New Zealand filmmaker, actor, and comedian. He is known for directing quirky comedy films, and has expanded his career as a voice actor and producer on numerous projects. Born, August 16, 1975, age 49 years, Rockacor, New Zealand. Spouse, Rita Ora, M. 2022, Chelsea Winstanley, M. 2011 to 2018. Children, Matua Kuritapu. Awards, Academy Award for Best Writing, Adapted Screenplay, see more. Height, 1.84 meters. Early life and background. Taika David Waititi was born on August 16, 1975, in Wellington, New Zealand, to a Jewish mother, Robin Cohen, and a Maori father, Hapori Waititi, of the Te Wānai Apanui iwi. Growing up in a multicultural environment, Waititi was exposed to both Maori and Jewish cultures, which have influenced much of his creative work. He attended Onslow College in Wellington and later studied at Victoria University of Wellington, where he pursued a degree in theatre and film. His early interest in the arts led him to become involved in acting, comedy, and film production. Career beginnings. Waititi initially gained attention as part of the comedy duo The Humour Beasts, performing stand-up comedy and sketch shows in New Zealand. He also co-created the cult classic mockumentary TV series Flight of the Conchords in the early 2000s, which helped him gain recognition in the comedy world. However, his career in filmmaking began with his short films, which he wrote, directed, and starred in. His short film Two Cars, One Night, 2004, earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Live-Action Short Film. Breakthrough in film. Waititi's debut feature film, Eagle vs. Shark, 2007, was a quirky, offbeat romantic comedy that showcased his unique comedic style. The film, while not a commercial hit, helped establish Waititi as a fresh voice in independent cinema. His true breakthrough came with the release of Boy, 2010, a semi-autobiographical coming-of-age story set in rural New Zealand. The film was widely praised for its heartwarming yet humorous portrayal of a young boy's relationship with his estranged father, and it became the highest-grossing New Zealand film at the time. International success and Marvel's Thor, Ragnarok. After the success of Boy, Waititi gained more international attention. In 2016, he directed Hunt for the Wilderpeople, an adventure comedy about a rebellious foster child and his grumpy foster uncle, which became one of New Zealand's highest-grossing films. The film was praised for its sharp humor and emotional depth, cementing Waititi's reputation as a master of blending comedy with heart. In 2017, Waititi made a significant leap into the world of blockbuster filmmaking when he was hired to direct Thor, Ragnarok, the third installment in Marvel's Thor franchise. Waititi infused the film with his signature style, quirky humor, colorful visuals, and a light-hearted tone, while still maintaining the action-packed spectacle expected of a superhero film. Thor, Ragnarok was a critical and commercial success, grossing over $850 million worldwide and revitalizing the Thor franchise. Jojo Rabbit and Academy Award success. Waititi's next project, Jojo Rabbit, 2019, a satirical anti-hate comedy set during World War II, won widespread acclaim. The film, which he wrote, directed, and starred in as an imaginary Adolf Hitler, combined dark humor with a heartfelt message about tolerance and understanding. Jojo Rabbit was nominated for several awards, and Waititi won the Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. The success of the film further solidified Waititi's place in both indie and mainstream filmmaking. Other ventures and personal life. In addition to filmmaking, Waititi has also been involved in acting, having appeared in films like What We Do in the Shadows, 2014, and The Suicide Squad, 2021, where he portrayed the character of Ratcatcher 2's father. He also directed What We Do in the Shadows, a mockumentary horror comedy that has since become a cult classic. Waititi's personal life has been relatively private, though he is known for his playful and sometimes mischievous personality. He has 2 children and has been involved in various social and political causes, often using his platform to speak out about issues like indigenous rights and climate change. Legacy and influence. Taika Waititi is often celebrated for his ability to combine humor with emotion, creating films that are both entertaining and thought-provoking. His work is known for its distinct voice, blending irreverent comedy with moments of genuine heart. Waititi's cultural background has also played a significant role in shaping his films, often highlighting Maori culture and using his platform to champion indigenous voices in cinema. As of 2024, Waititi continues to be one of the most influential voices in contemporary cinema, straddling the worlds of indie filmmaking and big-budget Hollywood productions. His upcoming projects include more superhero films and personal passion projects, cementing his status as a maverick in the film industry. Notable works. Two Cars, One Night, 2004, short film. Eagle vs. Shark, 2007, feature film. Boy, 2010, feature film. Hunt for the Wilderpeople, 2016, feature film. Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, director. Jojo Rabbit, 2019, director, writer, actor. What We Do in the Shadows, 2014, director, actor. The Suicide Squad, 2021, actor, director. Awards and recognition. Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay, 2020, Jojo Rabbit. BAFTA Award for Best Adapted Screenplay, 2020, Jojo Rabbit. AACTA Award for Best Direction, 2016, Hunt for the Wilderpeople. New Zealand Film Award for Best Director, 2010, Boy. Taika Waititi's work continues to captivate audiences worldwide with its signature blend of humor, heart, and cultural exploration. Taika Waititi, also known as Taika Cohen, hails from the Rockachore region of the east coast of the North Island of New Zealand, and is the son of Robin Cohen, a teacher, and Taika Waititi, an artist and farmer. His father is Maori, Te Wānoa Panui, and his mother is of Ashkenazi Jewish, Irish, Scottish, and English descent. Taika has been involved in the film industry for several years, initially as an actor, and now focusing on writing and directing. Two Cars, One Night is Taika's first professional filmmaking effort, and since its completion in 2003, he has finished another short Tama 2 about a group of Maori soldiers in Italy during World War II. As a performer and comedian, Taika has been involved in some of the most innovative and successful original productions seen in New Zealand. He regularly does stand-up gigs in and around the country, and in 2004 launched his solo production, Taika's Incredible Show. In 2005, he staged the sequel, Taika's Incredibler Show. As an actor, Taika has been critically acclaimed for both his comedic and dramatic abilities. In 2000 he was nominated for Best Actor at the Nokia Film Awards for his role in the Sarkis brothers film, Scarface. Taika is also an experienced painter and photographer, having exhibited both mediums in Wellington and Berlin, and a fashion designer. He attended the Sundance Writers Lab with Choice, a feature loosely based on Two Cars, One Night. Taika became a blockbuster director with his film Thor, Ragnarok, 2017, and received critical acclaim and a Best Adapted Screenplay Oscar for his film Jojo Rabbit, 2019. Family. Spouses. Rita Ora, August 2022 present. Chelsea Winstanley, 2011 to 2018, divorced, 2 children. Children. Matua Kiritapu Waititi. Te Kaina o Hanekahu Waititi. Parents. Robin Cohen. Mary Waititi. Trademarks. Often plays a role in his movies. Often focuses on fathers or father figures. Often casts Rachel House. Eccentric and offbeat characters. Trivia. What We Do in the Shadows actors hadn't seen the script before, and during the making of the film, they had only some directions from Jermaine and Taika, and the script was largely improvised. His portrait as Viego, the character from What We Do in the Shadows painted by Freeman White, is in the NZ Portrait Gallery in Wellington together with Jermaine Clement's character Vladislavs and Jonathan Bruce as Deacon. First Indigenous filmmaker to win an Oscar. He follows Buffy St. Marie as the second Indigenous person to win a competitive Oscar. He's from the Maori tribe Te Wānoa Panui, the family of Apanui, subtribe Te Wānoa Pararaki, the family of Pararaki. Taika in Maori means tiger. His dad was a painter and his mum is a teacher. One of his inventions was a tie with a hole to button it to the shirt. He met Jermaine Clement at Victoria University of Wellington, later forming the comedy duo, the Humor Beasts. When it comes to the original music for his films, he always collaborates with the Wellington band the Phoenix Foundation, who have made the film scores for his 3 films, Eagle vs. Shark, Boy and Hunt for the Wilderpeople, and Samuel Scott of the Phoenix Foundation was the music editor for What We Do in the Shadows. Bay, where Boy was filmed, is where Taika himself grew up as a child. Boy's home in the film is Taika's aunt's house. Earlier in his career, he used Cohen for his work as an actor and performer, and Waititi as a painter and artist. Now, to avoid confusion, he goes by the surname Waititi. His father is of Maori descent, with a distant French-Canadian line. Taika's mother is of 1/4 Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry, from her own paternal grandfather, along with Irish, Scottish, and English. He wrote 2 and directed 4 episodes of Flight of the Conchords HBO show. He also has a cameo in the telephone commercial in the episode Drive By. Cohen is his mother's surname, Waititi is his father's family name. Taika was inspired to write 2 cars, one night while hanging out in a G-string, fully waxed for an acting role as a stripper in a TV show The Strip in 2002. Quotes. Sundance felt like a natural fit. I love coming here, and I do think that this festival suits my films rather than most of the festivals I've been to. I'm not going to Cannes, you know. To make filmmaking interesting to me, I want to keep learning things. Also, with that money comes the idea, let your imagination run wild. Which I think is a very dangerous thing. I think it's dangerous because you can get into pretty wacky territory. There are things that are too crazy. I constantly remind myself that there are terrible movies out there. I try to watch them, some of them, to give myself an understanding of what not to do. Sometimes there are really happy mistakes. The films I like to watch are when they make it relatable to human audiences. When you're actually making a film, it's just people on your back all the time wanting stuff and you're constantly having to deal with them. It's probably the most time-consuming of all the arts, but I do love it because it is a great mix of visual art and music and writing. I've always been a relaxed person on set, but I think the main thing is I think about it from an editing point of view way more than I did before. A big part of the humor is in identifying with the tragic elements of the film. The New Zealand sense of humor is very dark. Our films are usually very dark and it's always someone being killed. Usually a child. I hate the modern day the kids live in. I don't think it's very cool. Everyone's interconnected. I've become more like water, I'm more relaxed and I'll say, okay, let's just completely change it and do it that way. If you're tracking with a character that's running off a thing and diving off, I would leave the camera there and not follow them down, because cameras don't do that. The audience understands that. I'll definitely bring that understanding of keeping things a bit more grounded. I'm really not trying to do everything that comes to mind, because that's when it can be dangerous. For instance, I believe as much as possible, how your camera moves and flies around should be limited to the physics of how you could do it in real life. I'm used to working with restrictions, and that's when you come up with the more creative stuff. I've loved comics since I was a kid, collected them, I've always dreamed of being involved in comics. Everything changes once you start trying to market the film. Part of you feels like everything is slipping away from you. For me, I don't want people going to the theater thinking it's going to be a laugh-a-minute comedy, like a Will Ferrell film or something. Because it's not. Hitler rounded up all of the vampires in Europe. Short film, you can be poetic and you don't have to answer anything. You can make whatever you want. You have creative freedom with short film. With a feature film, you're dealing with so much more money, and you've got to be very aware of the fact that you're really working with an audience. You've got to have a relationship with the audience. Play with them and show them things you want them to see. A feature film is an expansion of budget, stress, story, hours, time, workload, everything. I like to find comedy or something interesting to look at with whatever I'm working on. There are lots of parts of filmmaking that I don't like. At the end of the day, especially on features, the film turns into a commodity. You have to play this entirely new game I'm very uncomfortable with. I want to do weird things and big budget things, and no budget things. I don't have a 5-year plan. I never wanted to be a filmmaker. I still, sometimes, think I got sidetracked by this, like this is a tangent. My main thing was painting, I was just going to do that. There were definitely Nazis who saw the error of their ways.